The Get Better podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The opinions expressed are those of the participants. Please remember to gamble responsibly.
Welcome to Get Better for November 25th. I'm Troy Gubb. I'm here with Luke Boone. Luke, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm really good. Happy American Thanksgiving.
Yes. Yeah. Big shout out to our listeners. Thank you for the patronage south of the border. We got a lot of fans down there. I know that the weekly listeners. Thanks again. We appreciate it.
Tuning in. Big day for football, obviously, as it is.
Huge.
Lots of tradition, turkey, football. It's maybe the one day of the year where you think it'd be nice to be an American right now.
Oh, it would
nice
be.
to be an American.
Do we have, like, there's no holiday like this where we just have a dedicated weekday sport day, is there?
In Canada, I don't think so.
It's nothing.
It's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
It's
a good question.
Yeah, it is. We're going to talk a little bit today about a specific theory or system,
yes.
maybe call it.
Yes.
And we'll get into that in a little bit.
It's frowned upon. It's frowned upon.
Frowned upon.
Yes.
Not for, and full disclosure, not for the beginner bettor or gambler. You do need a relatively significant bankroll.
Yes.
And you got to put some time and effort in there.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that in a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about that. But first, maybe let's just level set. We haven't talked about it in a little while. What's your betting game like right now? How are things going for you?
Well, we talked a little bit. I know this. I got really close on Draftkings a couple weeks ago. Really close. That was fun. Like, I was 32 at like 32nd place at like 4:00. And it all went to it was like sitting at $4,500.
Yeah.
Like, I was $3,500.
Correct.
That's what was sitting there. And then things didn't go right. I ended up with $60. Finished like in 1,000th place or something like that. But yeah, it was fun. I tell you, the excitement as you climb that. Oh, really exciting. Really.
Yeah.
Exciting.
I remember you sent a couple screen grabs to me, and I thought, oh my God, he's going to do it. He's going to get a nice little payout here. Which one was it? Was it the, like, which game were you playing?
The Draftkings, the big one, like kind of like that main event, $20.
$1 million. $1 million.
Yeah.
There's
$1 million.
$3.3 million.
Million for the winner.
Yeah.
What a nice day that it's just playing fantasy football and win $1 million. Like, the worst part is like the odds. It's like there's only 270,000 entries. Why not me? Why not little old me? Other than that, it's like lately I've been doing a lot of playing the system where, you pick 7 games on the spread, and then a lot of the sites allow you to do combinations of that. So I'll bet like maybe 10, 20.
So like 7-game parlay.
7-game parlay. Yeah, 7-game parlay. And then within the system, you bet all the bets that are 3 combinations of all those 7s. So there's like 26, whatever. And put like $2-3 on that. Yeah. So that's what I did last week.
How's it going for you? How's it paying out?
I think I lost like $20 last week. So it's the fun of it all. It's the fun of it all.
So down. And we talk a lot about parlays too, right? That's the risk. That's the risk with parlays.
But it's so nice.
The soccer's bet. I'm guilty of it too.
I'm gonna, like, if I win that, let's say I win the parlay, like the 7 for 7, great payday there, no problem whatsoever. But all of the hitting every one of those 3 combos of 26 bets, it's like a few grand.
Yeah, we talked about it in the parlay podcast, where it really truly is that sucker's bet, right? Like, most beginners, and I get rolled into too sometimes. You're just like, add a game here, add a game there, add a prop here, and you're like, ooh, that number jumps a bit. But the odds, like, it's never in your favor. Like, I won't lie, I've hurt the bankroll a little bit in the last little while. But yeah, I mean, and I truthfully, I haven't been betting a lot lately. I've been a little bit detrimental to the craft of this podcast in that I have not been gambling as much as I have in the past. It's been a busy time. So
what's so funny? It's so hard to stay disciplined to the rules and the learnings that we put in over the last year. Like, still sometimes it's like, this is how I feel. Like, it goes back to trust your gut. We should do another trust your gut podcast again. Like, just absolutely. That was a fun one. That was a fun one. Other than that, man, like, I got a bunion.
What?
Got a bunion. Like,
you got a bunion?
I'm just walking again. Like, you don't understand. The pain I'm feeling right now in my foot is insane. This is we'll call this the medical portion of Get Better. This will be a medical segment.
So So a bunion.
Yeah.
Can we get a definition for the listeners who may not know? Because
a
truthfully, a
bunion
bunion is probably
I'm
not.
not going to pull my feet out here and do full on COVID like Aaron Rodgers did.
So full disclosure, I can't stand feet, man. Feet weird me out. I can't stand feet. They're weird. They weird me out. I'm not a big foot fan. I don't like feet. I don't like feet. They're gross. Feet are gross, man.
Oh my God.
So I'm not a big.
Feet are fine.
I'm not a big foot person. So when you're
talking about like
I have actually.
Yeah,
I don't mind. I don't mind. I didn't mind. I liked it actually. It was pretty good. I don't mind my foot being touched, but I don't like the look of other people's feet. I just don't. I'm not a big foot guy.
So you never massaged a foot before.
I'm not even gonna go down this road with you right now because this feels like a territory. This feels like a territory not built for this.
Yeah, podcast. We're not going to get better foot fetish. We'll move on from that. But yeah.
So you've got a bunion.
Yeah.
And first of all, bunion feels like a very like, and I don't want to be an ageist here, but it feels like very like a 70, 85 no. thing.
You hear a lot.
Am I inaccurate on that?
Well, I mean, they happen over time, right? You don't walk around. You don't see a lot of 5-year-olds with bunions, but you know, it's there's a lot to it. So I'm getting surgery done. I had to do it. It's like I got to a
surgery on the bunion.
So here's this is where it got to. Like I overcompensated too much on the foot with the bunion, and it got so inflamed. And I looked, you couldn't even touch it. I couldn't walk. I had a cane. It was nuts. It was terrible. So it's gone down, went to the hospital, got a bunch of medication, took the inflammation away. But so as it was getting better, I was actually out taking Scarlett for a skate. I went out and I had to try to put my skate on.
Couldn't do it.
When I couldn't do it, I went out there for 2 laps and immediately I'm like, I can't live like this. I'm not going to ever not skate again. No, so I booked an appointment. I went today, saw the surgeon, #1 guy in Ontario. Like, this guy was legit.
Best of the best.
It was the best. Like, this guy was insane. Like, he had like $3 million worth of shoes. Like, it's nothing. Like, this guy was loaded.
Like, hang on, wait, like a shoe collection?
Shoe collection, yeah, $3 million
in the office. Like, you could see it.
Or well, he had like things. He had different shoes in the office. Like, the office you walked into, it felt like you were walking to like a millionaire's like trophy case. Like, just everywhere, awards. Yeah. This guy was really super recognized in Ontario.
Who knew being a podiatrist could make so much
loaded, and I love the guy too. We're gonna film it. Do you know that?
Film what?
I'm filming the
surgery.
Yeah,
he's cool with it.
I'm gonna use it for my Survivor audition. So yeah, I think it's gonna help me get on.
Okay, so you meet this guy, you go through it.
I meet the guy.
What did he say?
What
did he say? Like, when you showed him?
So I walk in, I'm just like, I take off. He's like, show me what I got here. I'm like, it's the years of football and hockey. He's like, yeah, that's not it. And I'm just like, it's so embarrassing. I'm like, well, I always tell the story. I'm like, I played a lot of hockey and football. And it's like, no, it's your gait, man. It's how you walk. You've been rolling over on your feet the whole time. Like, just basic stuff, like from childhood. Like, I thought it was a tougher thing, but no.
Yeah.
Or you get like, you're like someone that's wearing high heels. I will say, yeah, it happens a lot more to women for sure, I think. But
because of the shoes.
My whole 30s, my single 30s, pointed shoes were where I was at. So I used to rock pointed shoes all the time. Like, who knew? That one set me back for sure. So we'll see how it goes. But what they're gonna do is you have like 3 three. I think they're metatarsals. I don't know. I don't know. I was calling them so they're gonna
fact check.
Yeah, I gotta get you a picture of it. Maybe I'll send him a mark. Maybe you can put them up. But it goes like dude, like that. So he's gonna cut them in half. Those 2 things. So I'm gonna turn like 3 bones into 5 littler bones, and then I'm gonna push them back over, and then somehow it heals. I don't know. There's no wires. There's nothing in there. They don't do it that way. So
how do the bones, like, is you just wrap? You're gonna be in a boot like a walking boot, or?
There's like a little wrap they put around it and maybe like a little cushiony shoe for a little, but yeah, I don't know. 6 weeks, man.
6. Okay.
Yeah,
and
I'll be back.
Procedure and you're out, like you walk out.
I walk out.
This guy's going to cut your bone into 5 pieces. You're just going to stroll out of there.
3 little holes in my foot. I tell you this, I'm going to make the video. It's going to get 1 million hits. And finally, this will be my most popular video. Troy gets his foot cut open. Yeah.
I think the best part is you went in there thinking like, listen, a bit of an athlete here.
Yeah. 1997 athlete of the year.
Played a lot. Athlete of the year in 1997, whole bit. And this guy's just flat out, no, it has nothing to do with it.
Humiliating. Just like the whole time I've been saying this is my story. And little did I know, it's just, learn to walk, buddy.
How many people have you told me like, I've got
everybody
from playing sports so much? Like I played so much. I was such an athlete that like this Bunion is just, wow. Okay. So crazy. So in short synopsis here, essentially you're down $20 in betting and you've got a Bunion, you're having surgery for 5. So that's Troy's life.
This is it, man. This is it.
Interesting.
Adventure. Always a good story, right? Always
well, I look forward to hearing about the results and I would love to see the video too.
Yeah, you'll see
the audition tape too.
Yeah, I know how much you like feet, so we'll see.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true.
So we kind of missed some big news recently.
Tardy take.
Luke, did you hear we beat Mexico in soccer? What did you think, man?
Game. Crazy game. Tons of fun to watch.
Yeah.
There's a movement here around Team Canada,
100%,
and soccer, and it's really kind of picking up momentum. First place in the group, so like obviously they've got a real legit chance here, and I like this team led by like Alphonso Davies. So like right away, there's just a lot of fun momentum around this movement to get Canada into the World Cup. How amazing would it be for them to get there? The game itself was an interesting one. Obviously, the weather was
my God,
crazy factor in that game. Like the snow, the cold,
it's fun, very Canada.
Yeah, and then it got very heated. Like the game got very chippy, and at the end there was a lot of a little push and shoving back and forth, and so. And unfortunately, that was the second game against Mexico, right? So they're not going to play each other again. But it's going to be fun to watch down the stretch. What is it? 6 games left, right?
6 games, I believe. Yeah, we've only played Mexico twice. So we got to play every other team one more time.
6 games left. So what's your take? Do we think they qualified for the World Cup?
I'm a little worried that ego's starting to come into play. I did see something at the end of the game that is not sitting well with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not sitting
share?
well. And you talked a little bit about it. You said how it got a little chippy. Canada is usually a pretty classy country, I say, when it comes to sports. When we lose and we win, a little respectful. And I thought I saw a little bit I don't know what people think, but a little unclassy there from Canada with the old wave off, the goodbye, get out of here. The Mexican team flew all the way up, beautiful weather down there, freezing cold. They lose a game to us, and then we're waving them out. I just felt it was a little much, not very Canadiana, if you agree with me.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. I mean, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think the game, there was a lot of heat of the moment in that. The one thing I will say, and soccer fans are going to ridicule me right now for this, is I'm so sick of seeing soccer players dive. And this is a long argument we've watched forever. Like it is honestly the dive that like, then like when they realize I'm not going to get this call, I'm not getting the call. So then you pop up and you're perfectly fine. I'm like that's embarrassing.
And the milking of the time.
Oh my God, the milking of the time too. Like
it's such okay. We got to be honest. This is a real hockey guy take for soccer, though. This is such a hockey guy take for soccer. But I'm with you.
It is. I have a hard time when I'm watching it and I see the guy dive. He's rolling around. He's holding his face, but he got kicked in the shin, and you're like, what? Like, come on! Like that piece drives me crazy.
I love to see
soccer, right? Yeah. But you know what? I'm excited to see the next 6 games. I can't wait to see the US game. Like
it's going to be good.
That's the benchmark for them, I believe, right? Like that's where it's going to see. Okay, is this realistic here that they can get there? There's some work to be done. I think they can, and I don't mind the cockiness that's coming with it, because I think
it's a little confidence. Maybe
I think you need some confidence and you need some arrogance to say, no, we deserve to be here now. Like we deserve to be in this position. We deserve to win. Now getting
Bye-bye,
into
Mexico.
the World Cup.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
I want to know from the
Yeah.
listeners, was that classy or unclassy? The finish of the game, how Canada acted. Don't get me wrong, we might have been provoked. There was a little bit of pushing, shoving in the corner.
Yeah.
I get it. But I want to hear from the listeners, yes or no. Were we classy or not classy?
Fair question. Pull that one. Let's pull that one.
I'm hoping to hear from a good old listener, Blair Hoffman. Big time debate we had about this one.
Did you guys chat about this one?
Oh yeah, we chatted. We're
Yeah.
definitely on polar opposite sides on this one.
He's Blair's a big soccer guy.
Big guy, soccer guy. Yeah,
his boy.
Gotta get him on, man.
His boy plays some competitive soccer. We can have the debate about flopping and rolling around in the grass and you stub your toe playing soccer. So, but yeah, that's good. Good tardy take there.
Sure.
Excited to see what comes the rest of the way for Canada.
Yeah. And to answer your question,
I'm going to say that. Yeah,
are they making it?
Yeah.
Are they coming top 3?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I think they get there. I do. I'm going to say that they get in.
I'm going to say they drop to 4th and have to play in the playoffs.
Ooh.
And
really?
we don't get in.
Wow.
We don't get in. It's in our blood. I did not like the way we acted. We acted like we won something after that game. We've won nothing. We've won nothing yet.
We won nothing.
Stay focused. We won a big game. That's it. Like, what do we think? We're just cakewalk in America?
What have they won though? What are they? Is that 3? How many have they won in a row now? 3 in a row, isn't it?
We haven't lost a game yet. We've only tied.
Like that's what I mean. If you haven't lost
the
the game yet, right? So that's something. That's something.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm a little nervous. I don't think we're coming top 3 for sure. I think we're going to go into that playoff. And I don't know how that scenario works out.
I'm going to say something magical happens here. They find a way to get in.
Okay.
They get in here. And then it's like
it's so fun.
Then it's just a different world.
Oh man, we haven't done a really good soccer podcast either. We got to get into that.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay, that was the the tardy take. So let's talk. Do you want to talk a little bit about the system? Let's get into that.
Yeah.
What we are talking about is a system, and Troy touched on it off the top. Little bit frowned upon by the books. So let's be clear. We are not endorsing this system by any means. We are not opposed nor against it.
Yeah.
What we will say is this is a system for the serious better, right?
Absolutely,
like this is like you're now treading into professional, right? Like professional. This is
just
where
to be clear too.
Yeah.
Like we are a podcast designed for beginners. We're gonna completely forget about the average Joe for a second, the average better.
Yeah.
And we're gonna just skip straight to high roller content.
Yeah. We're gonna
our high roller listeners have been waiting for this moment.
We're gonna throw on the big boy jackets.
Yeah.
Here.
If we're going high roller, you gotta suit up. If we're talking this
throw on
kind
the
of
big
content.
boy jackets. We're gonna take the lids off, let you see under the tarp. Now we're looking a little more professional.
I got a little shine, a little Sunday shine here. Perfect.
So what we were talking about, you got a little bit of shine there. It looks good though. You buff that?
It's the ring light type box. Just bring it out. Does it make a ring?
But that's a lovely shade of blue you have on too, by the way.
Great color.
So this system is treading into, you are becoming a professional daytime sports bettor. If you're spending the time and putting the effort into this. Now there's some shortcuts with it. Well, let's just cut to the chase. Let's call for what it is. This is called arbitrage betting, is what we call it. Arbitrage betting. So to give you the lay of the land on arbitrage betting, it's a form of hedging, but with a bit of a guarantee, right? Like you're guaranteeing your profits. So really quickly, in terms of what arbitrage betting is you're betting on the same game, okay, on opposite books, and you're finding differences and nuances in the in the odds, basically, that would guarantee some profit. The best way to explain this is go through an example. So let's just hypothetically say you've got our beloved Toronto Blue Jays and they are sitting at a plus 120 odd on Bodog, call it. Okay. And they are playing the Boston Red Sox, who are sitting at minus 105 on Sports Interaction. Okay. So two differing odds there. You bet $300 on the Jays on Bodog on that plus 120. Okay. That is going to pay $660. Okay. You then turn around and go to Sports Interaction and you figure out what bet you need to place on that minus 105, right? Which happens to be $338.05 to pay out $660. Okay. So your profit payout is exactly the same. It's $660. You're wagering $638.05. You are guaranteed, regardless of who wins that game, because you got to bet on the Jays and you got to bet on the Red Sox. You are guaranteed a profit of $21.95. Yes, you are wagering a boatload of money to make $21.95, sure, but that's a guaranteed profit.
Correct. So like one of the math behind it is that, 98% of arbitrage opportunities return less than 1.2%. So again, when we talked about high rollers, you got to have a pretty large bankroll if you're going to try to make some real money on this. But if you do see it and you do catch it, you can take advantage of it. The question is, how do you find it?
Yeah. So that's the trickiest part about arbitrage betting. And everything that we've read sort of this week that talks about arbitrage betting leans into the fact that you really need to monitor the books. And the challenge you have now is the books are pretty in sync for the most part. The only way you're really tapping in arbitrage betting is if there's a lot of movement on a particular book on a particular line. Mm-hmm. That's usually what happens. So when we talked about, and I said it off the top, there's shortcuts to arbitrage betting, but those shortcuts usually require some sort of technology or some mm-hmm. sort of system that you're paying into that allows, call it a back end scrape where it's looking at all the data that's flowing into the books. It's recognizing movements and it's flagging to you there's an arbitrage opportunity. Yeah. Outside of that, you would have to scour all the books, look at the lines, and find those opportunities to arbitrage, to basically make an arbitrage bet. Yeah. Very, very difficult to do. So that's why we say it's like this is more for the hardcore, sophisticated sports bettor that's willing to spend the time, put the effort into scouring the books and find these opportunities, or you're willing to invest some dollars in some technology that'll do the work for you.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where I don't know if I'll ever have the time for it. But when you think about how the Canadian landscape of sports betting is changing and how many books are coming to this country, you wonder if these opportunities are going to pop up a little bit more. Something to absolutely consider. But again, we should probably mention that it is absolutely frowned upon. And I think you get kicked off the sites if you're found doing it.
Yeah, it's a very good point. If the books believe that you are arbing, as they call it, if you are arbing, you run the risk of being banned from the book. And they go as far as, if you're banned from the book and you go and try to create another account, they usually have all your information, so they know it's you, unless you're using other technology like a VPN or something to that effect that is blocking your IP, but they would know who you are and they ban you from that book. That is the one obviously big risk that does come with that. Some books, they won't ban you, but they'll limit your maximum, because when you think about it, like the example I just showed you, you have to wager $638 to make $21. So you got to think about that. That's why that bankroll is so important. If you want to make some real money doing this, you're going to have to wager a lot of money to increase that potential payout. So they'll start to put caps on your bets, right? They'll put caps to your maximum bets, meaning that you won't be able to profit as much as you said. Now, how are they figuring that out is a whole other question. I have no idea how they'd figure out if you're, because one book or another is losing, right? So unless you're winning off that one book multiple times and they're starting to pick up on it, maybe. But for the most part, I don't know how else they would know. Right? Like, to me, I don't get it. But that is the risk. It is very frowned upon by the books, basically because you're guaranteeing a profit here. You know, one book is guaranteed to lose, and you're going to win. So, an interesting theory, one I hadn't heard of till I dug it up this week, a form of hedging to some degree, but at the same time, there's a little bit more guarantee to it. And you got to have that big bankroll and be lucrative in order to make it lucrative and worth your while. If you don't have that, then it's really just, I mean, you're going to just slowly make $21 at a time, basically. So it really depends on how you want to play that. So like we said, it's for the professionals. It's for the avid sports bettors who are spending that time and really invested in the day-to-day and don't have other day jobs.
It's for someone that's really trying to take advantage of a casino, right? Who wants to go full on Ocean's 11. Here we go. This is the average Joe's attempt at it.
Yeah. It's kind of, it feels a little bit like? Feels a little bit like card counting and blackjack.
Yeah. Yes,
you know what I mean? Like,
sorry, casino, you made a mistake. Time for me to take advantage.
Yeah. You're sitting at the table there and you're counting the cards, and then they start to pick up on you, and it's like, wait a minute, this guy's card counting. Is he? I don't know. Maybe he is. Well, anyways, that is arbitrage betting. That's what arbitrage betting is. If anyone is there's lots of resources out there for it in terms of understanding a little bit more, reading into it. If you want to check it out, try it out. Again, not endorsing it. We're not for or against it.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Something that's out there in the gambling world, and we are a resource to bring information and let you decide what to do.
You use that knowledge as you may. But there are a lot of resources that you can read, look into it, understand it. There's arbitrage calculators you can explore to understand how you should be making those bets. All things that you can explore on your own time for sure. But another interesting system, we're going to continue to explore this a little bit more, because actually I enjoy this side of it when we find systems and theories and dig deeper into them. So
listeners, if you have a system that you follow or want to know more about, or want to test it with us, let us know. You want to come on the podcast, let us know. We're always looking for guests out there.
Yeah, so, love to get some more guests on the podcast. For
sure.
So if you've got
somebody we don't know.
Yeah, we take strangers.
We'll take strangers,
yeah, no strange danger here. So it's a good point though. Like if you've got a theory or a system that works for you and you want to share it with us and help us make a little bit on the side, I'm totally cool with that. Do it. Let's have some fun and let's do that. So that's arbitrage betting. Like I said, we'll do a little bit more digging on some of these other theories and share them with you and hopefully support you in your sports betting endeavors. I think that's it. We covered quite a bit. We covered everything from what we're doing in the sports betting space right now. Gub hasn't been overly successful. Gub's got a bunion. We covered a little bit on Team Canada, and
we look really good in this. I think maybe we have to bring this out a little bit more often.
We're a little more sophisticated.
This actually might be a look I might rock soon. Not too bad. Not too bad at all.
It's a little more sophisticated. It's been a while since I put on.
Oh man.
Blazer.
I walked into the closet there. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
It's like a guy's passed away and it's just left his suit there for me. Just they haven't been worn in years. I can only imagine what the hangers have just shaped these out to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
2 years,
for sure.
there.
Little broad. So, all right, sounds good. We'll catch you guys next time. Not sure what we're going to talk about next, but we'll figure something out, and hopefully we get some feedback from the listeners too.
Let's go, listeners. We need some engagement out there.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Don't forget, hit the like.
Please.
What we talk about, hit the like.
Yeah. What is that? What do they like to say?
The kids smash the subscribe.
Smash the subscribe. Is that what they
subscribe?
I don't know. I think like what is
hit
it?
The like.
Ram the subscribe. They're saying.
Ram the subscribe. Probe the like.
Yeah.
Probe
the like. Probe the like.
Give us some likes. Oh gosh,
all this stuff. I know it's
good.
Like, what do old people say on podcasts? I don't know.
I'm feeling very old right now.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, all right. Thanks for listening.
We'll see you next week.
Catch you next week.